Hello friends, in this video we will tell and show how we will install a drip irrigation system in our greenhouse. I want to say right away that we have no idea how this is done. We will do it once, and all the moments with which we will meet, perhaps there may be difficulties, some difficulties. When installing, we will try to voice. We will install everything according to the instructions, we will read it in detail, and I hope that our video will be useful for those people who do not like to read instructions. So let's go. 3 years ago we installed a greenhouse in our garden, grow vegetables, tomatoes, cucumbers and greens in it. And over time we realized that it takes a lot of time to water the entire vegetable garden manually. That is, even if you water with hoses, it's still not very fast. In the end we decided to try installing in one greenhouse. Here is the largest drip irrigation, and let's see if we really like this experiment. Then we will do it in all greenhouses and greenhouses. When choosing a drip polymer, we wanted to emphasize that the kit would be complete, so as not to buy any additional individual elements, that is. So they stopped the elections on this drip irrigation for 60 bushes in it, the same thing. The main thing is that there is already a timer and all the transitions. The manufacturer writes that they are also all included, so now we will unpack and see what they put there. Also here is shown the completeness, what is directly included in the composition, and here is painted each point, what element is for, and most importantly at the bottom is the number of these elements. Here 60 pieces, here 60 pieces, here 30 pieces. That is, everything is indicated here. Let's see what's inside. The instruction manual is the key part here. Well, one question that interested me is whether our timer is mechanical or battery based. Here we see the valve. It runs on batteries. By the way, we looked at the batteries included, but we had to bring batteries from home. These batteries are tiny inch batteries. 2 pieces are installed in the timer. Then it made a buzzing sound. Everything was turned off. An important point, the manufacturer immediately writes that tightly screw the cover to avoid water ingress. That is, this is how it screws and presses against the rubber band so that this electronic part is always protected from water. This is an important point so as not to ruin this device. We started by finding a suitable pedestal for the barrel. We have a stool like this. It has helped us many times, and once again it will help us. The only thing was it was a little lower than it needed to be, so we put it in. For such bricks, that is, the height here is about 1 meter, maybe a little more than this will be quite enough. So that water is fed by gravity through drip hoses. Yes, our makeshift pedestal, we installed a barrel of 150 liters, which is more than enough to water. Well, about 60 roots that are in the greenhouse. First we need to find the main hose. I so suspect this is the thickest hose. Here we look at 6 thick hose. Main one 2, we stretch the hose, put it in the sun so that it straightens, and later we will cut it as we need. The next stage, I need to drill a hole in the barrel with a 22 millimeter drill. I will use a Forstner drill for this. That is, it is just 22 millimeters. The hole will be made at a distance of 5 to 7 centimeters. That is not at the very bottom, but a little higher. What is it made for? Well, intuitively, probably, how would it be clear that if suddenly any sediment appears, it does not get sucked into the hose and does not clog our drips? Therefore, I will do it at a distance of about 7 centimeters higher, that is. According to the instructions, you need to find fitting number 5 in the hole from the barrel, and here it is already lying. That is similar? Yes, it looks like he's going to screw this thing into a barrel. So friends, look, we have one problem. Our barrel, as I said, is 150 liters, and you need to insert the fitting from the inside. I have my hand. It won't reach there. You see, it won't reach the barrel. I won't fit either. And so we had to call a little assistant who we tried to climb in and insert this fitting into the hole. quietly. All thanks. If you have a small barrel, then you should always have a little assistant to help. Here with this fitting. Further from the main hose that we have on the street, a piece of 5 centimeters was cut off straight. You will need two. Here are these adapters, that is, we collect them this way. They do not fit very tightly. Look at it, we get this note where the number 17 is. The next step we need is a silicone tube like this, and we install it in this place. This tube maintains an even surface. Filling the barrel and using this thing, a holder for the tube, we first insert the upper part of the tube into this holder. But we'll hang this part on the barrel. We will carefully roll this adapter into position right here as instructed. We position the silicone tube back in place along with this essential section of the tube. After adjusting and positioning under the extended barrel, this tube now displays the water level visible within the barrel's container. The next thing you will need again an adapter from the main tube, which is dressed. This is an example of a krantik from a set consisting of 3 such pieces commonly used. Next, we install the filter and tighten the adapter. A rubber band is immediately installed in the adapter, that is, we tighten it tighter and insert it into this place. In this way. Well, friends, you see, why else do you need an autopolytic tank in a greenhouse? That is, now our vegetable garden is automatically watered. Yes, that is, its nature waters itself. And in our greenhouse, just as we had a sakwa, it will be so. That's why we need this autopolyter. At this juncture, adapter number 13 is added just after the sensor. It is carefully fastened into place as specified. Check that the cripple is standing here and we'll wind it up. This upper tap serves an essential purpose, allowing you to clean the filter without draining the entire barrel. Simply shut the tap, remove and clean the filter, open the tap and reconnect the fitting. This part is then twisted into place and inserted just like you would with a typical standard hose setup using the quick release fitting. It stops here, and from here there are already branches to the beds. We will attach the main hose itself to such clamps. Well, I just have them in stock. To the base foundation of the greenhouse structure itself. Tell me. This is so that this hose itself does not dangle, does not hang, does not get damaged, so that you do not trip over it. In short, it looks tidy and neat. So this is what we got. That is, everything is beautiful, everything is neat. When entering the greenhouse, we will not cling to the hose with our feet. The hose will not sag either. It is fixed. After the rain that caught us in the greenhouse, the sun has already come out and here began to soar, and we remembered that we have such a cool, convenient thing. This is a cordless fan powered by a versatile screwdriver battery. Right now it's at 6 speed. Oh, that is, you can always bring a convenient thing with you to the greenhouse or there to the gazebo. Now we are installing balde. We have laid the main hose on the same bed, and now with the help of this sewer that came with the kit, we will install these adapters for IV drips. Next, we create the necessary holes. And we insert this thickening here, that is 2 straight ones and one with thickening here. The eugistral hose is inserted very tightly, not from one time, but it is inserted also so that we don't have this hose constantly leaking. The kit comes with these fixing brackets. We fix the hose with these brackets and the hose already stands firmly. And this is how we squeeze them around the entire perimeter. Cut the drip hose to around 30 centimeters in length. There are many such pieces to cut at once so that they can then simply be installed. Well, after we cut the drip hose, we are already installing it. The droppers themselves are assembled easily, that is, in this way. Well, the droppers themselves are already dressed in these things. And they are already inserted directly into the tomato itself. That is, in principle, everything is intuitive. In order to plug a hose like this, at the very end there is an adapter like this, that is, you bend it. And this is how he gets dressed, and here the hose is bent. That is, now the water wanted come from here. My friends installed it, we are all drip users, and now we have already opened the timer. As you can see, water is dripping on the caps, now it needs to be adjusted. We are at your service. Adjust the timer according to the desired drip rate for optimal watering times. Then we will look for the necessary settings. Look at how much water will be spent in a barrel during watering, approximately to water this greenhouse once. Well, we need half a barrel. This is about 70-80 liters there. This drip irrigation works. Configure and watch the setup closely, a helpful tip to ensure proper functionality. The fact that, of course, we started installing it a little late, our tomatoes are already meter by meter. In general, it is best to install it again. Probably before planting, it will not be better. It will be much more convenient. That is, it will not interfere with you. Tomatoes first put drip irrigation and then planted tomatoes and frogs. So, friends, we finished installing the automatic watering system. Everything is working for us. By the way, I also wanted to show this sensor separately. You see, now here there is so much water in the barrel. That is, this thing is very convenient. That is, when you fill the barrel and in general you come up, you don't have to look there, put a stool, you see everything at once. The thing is very convenient. We really like the autonomous one. That is, now you don't need to say go in off and monitor. The most important thing is to configure the automation for watering. I think you can post a weekly cycle here. Yes, you can also set the frequency for a week. After how many hours it will all be watered. That is once a day, 2 times a day, a little bit. That is, you can configure everything conveniently for those people who come to the dacha once a week. That is, don't worry. The only thing about the heat for your greenhouse is that, let's say, it costs it in every greenhouse, but for today we all subscribe to my channel, give us a thumbs up. If the video was helpful on this, I say goodbye to you all for now.